What's up, everybody? It's your girl Libretto. I am coming live from Exit 279 Podcast. We are live from Atlanta, Georgia, South Side to be exact. I am here with none other than Mark Clark. You know, this is the homie, but I have to give him his just due introduction. So please allow me to give a little spiel, and then we're gonna keep it classy and put this phone down. All right. So, today we are spotlighting an artist who proves that hip hop is at its best when it has a heartbeat and a conscience. We are diving into the world of Mark Clark, a multifaceted creative who manages to balance the roles of father, husband, and community advocate while delivering some of the most thought provoking bars in the game. Rooted in the soul of classic hip hop, but never afraid to bridge the gap between R&B and jazz, his sound is as versatile as his mission. So whether he's mentoring the next generation of talent, using this platform to push social justice or fashion even, we'll get into that later. Mark isn't just making music, he's building a legacy of individuality and empathy. So welcome none other than my guy, Mark Clark. What's up? What's up?
So, thank you for that intro. I appreciate being here.
No
Thank you for having me.
problem, no problem. So we are going to start from the beginning
Mm-hmm.
for our viewers here. I've had the pleasure of knowing you for quite a while, but
Yes.
we're going to start from the beginning for those who don't know you.
Yeah.
So first and foremost, what made you fall in love with music? What are some of your inspirations?
Yeah.
What is your origin story begin with music?
Yeah. That's a great question. I think a lot of it just stemmed from like old 70s music.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
you know, between 70s music, 90s hip hop, early 2000s hip hop, just the stuff that we kind of like grew up on. I just was always a fan, whether it's from early Lil Wayne, early Ludacris, early Ti, um, and also be inspired by like things outside of music as well, from like a poetry standpoint. And really, I think that's where my origin of like writing really stemmed from,
Mm-hmm.
which kind of transitioned into music at a later time. I wasn't really like making music as a kid. I was more or less just like drawing and writing, doing a lot of writing. And then I think just over the years, I kind of morphed into me like, oh, let me try and battle rap. Oh, let me try and make a song now. Like battle rap is cool. Battle rap is the foundation of what I feel like hip hop is specifically. But for me, it really laid the foundation in terms of the art of delivery, the art of just saying something like very impactful, and knowing the impact of words like from a battle standpoint, and then also how does that translate in terms of like song, how are
Mm-hmm.
you, what are you doing with your voice in in a positive way to help inspire, empower whoever chooses to listen. So to answer your question, it's a culmination of just a lot of influences over the years, that's kind of helped me to be here today. You know what I'm saying?
Cool, cool. So you mentioned your outside influences as far as music, but was
Mhm.
there someone internally in your home that introduced you to
Yeah.
music? Was it kind of self-discovery? Like,
Um, I gotta give it to my family for sure.
I can relate.
My grandmother, she, for her, it's a lot of gospel music. It's a lot of like the old 70s music.
Mm.
So that's where I used to like steal a lot of her stuff and just rummage it through it for like hours and just listen and listen and listen. She bought me my first Michael Jackson CD.
Yes.
Just my mother, for her, it's a lot of R&B. It's a lot of rap. So that's what I listened to growing up in the house was between my grandmother's gospel, a little bit of jazz, a little bit of like 70 souls, 70, 80 soul music. And then my mother is more like R&B, the hip hop. My uncle, all majority hip hop. So I would say like all of them have kind of influenced me in a way where now I'm also discovering my own interests and my own tastes outside
Mm-hmm.
of them. But I would definitely say that's like my foundation for being introduced to a lot of stuff. Like early on, my uncle used to have those big thick black cases with nothing but CDs in there.
Yes.
Be like 400 CDs in there, and I just used to sit. I used to come home after like high school and sit at the little countertop and just go through hours and hours of music. So the Locks, Rough Riders,
Yes.
the Biggie, just Nas, just he had a lot of stuff that was like northern rap. So
Hmm.
you would think that like growing up in Miami that a lot of it would just be focused on like southern rap, but a lot
Hmm.
of it was DMX. A lot of it was just like a lot of northern rap. It was really diverse in terms of what he was listening to, a little bit of like everything.
Hmm.
So I think that really just kind of like expanded my reach outside of Miami, outside of Florida, and or like just southern hip hop
Hmm.
in total. So yeah,
Yeah, because bass was pretty heavy during our childhood.
yeah,
So it
yeah,
is very interesting to hear that it was pretty northern influence, which
yeah,
nonetheless they still were commercial,
yeah, yeah,
the main driving force. So
yeah,
I can understand that, that Miami bass was still a little more underground,
yeah,
even though
yeah,
there were your Uncle Luke's and stuff like that.
yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
So you mentioned poetry, and this is
mhm,
kind of where you and I cross
yeah,
paths.
yeah,
So this
yeah.
is where I get excited because I know how much poetry means to you
Tell
in the
tell them
grand
how we
scheme of things.
first.
Oh my god, y'all. Okay. I'm gonna go Golden Girls. Picture this, Sicily. No. So we are products of the illustrious South Carolina State
SC
University.
State,
Go
come
Bulldogs.
on.
And so my first experience of Mark was at a program they were having at the IP Standback Museum. And for those who don't know, that's an on-campus planetarium we have. And so they were having this event, and I think it was like an open mic or poetry type of night. I'm not sure if it was held by a certain organization or
Hmm.
they just put it on for the students. I can't recall. But I'm there, and you know how you can see people around, you don't really know their story or anything
Hmm.
like that. I used to see you around campus.
Yeah.
And I didn't really have any like preconceived notion of you per se, but because we didn't have any classes together or
Hmm.
anything that I can recall. But I'm watching, and here comes Mark Clark up there spitting poetry, and I'm like, interesting,
Yeah.
because I was also a poet myself,
Hmm.
and so seeing you do that, I just wouldn't have expected that of you.
Yeah.
Again, not knowing you much, so I can't really say speak
Yeah.
to it, but I was definitely impressed and surprised.
Yeah.
And so from there, we crossed paths again in 2015.
Mm.
I did my first musical project, Diary of a 90s Kid, and we share mutual producer. Shout
Mm.
out to Scream Team
Shout out to
Productions.
my boy Mitch.
And I was then like privy of your musical
Yeah.
artistry. It kind of like went from knowing about the poetry
Mm.
side and you diving into the musical aspect as well. Um just was thinking like it would be really cool to have him be one of the feature artists
Mm.
at my release party. And
Thank you.
so that's where we kind of really got locked in, being cool
Hmm.
with each other. He did an awesome job. Also had another artist by the name of Nico the Rolling Stone at that
Shout out to
time.
Nico,
And
man. Shout out to Nico, bro.
yeah,
God,
yeah,
bro.
shout out to Nico. And had them, and I was just blown away and a fan from
Yeah.
before that point, but
Yeah.
definitely that point on. And then so fast forward, we hit 90s Love Flow,
Yeah. Yeah.
which was the leading single on my last project,
Hmm.
Diary of a 90s Kid 2. And I definitely would say like that's where we really, really got locked in. I think we were older, mature, school
Yeah.
was over. I think we definitely had that mutual respect for each other, and each other's artistry.
Hmm.
And I heard Mitch played that track for you. We were thinking about another track, but Mitch played that
Hmm.
track for you, and you were like, yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
And so here we are, man. That
Yeah.
was 2 years ago,
It's two
guys.
years ago.
And so here we are.
In your space, come on, come on,
Here we
come
are. We
on.
did so background a little bit more. We did do a kind of experimental podcast episode
Yeah.
once,
Yeah.
and
Literally, the funny thing is, on TikTok it shows you like when you posted things in the past, and today was like a year clip of when I had posted
Wow.
that. So I just like that is crazy
Timing.
how
God's
things
timing.
come on. So I think it's beautiful for
Wow.
things to come back around for sure, for sure. So
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely. Definitely. So during that time, because you were also beginning to work on your latest project during that time, one thing I really admired that you were displaying, because Mark is really big on content, and I say that in a way that's not salesy. I say that in a way that's um very much wanting you to be a part of the process.
Mhm.
So something you did even during the Diary of a 90s Kid too, and the being a part of 90s Love Flow, was you showed your creative process through content.
Mhm.
So that's where I kind of want to like dive into, like, what made you start sharing that process? What is your process, and how has that grown over time?
Yeah, no, that's a beautiful question. I think when we talk about process doesn't necessarily. I think there should be a structure to it for sure. I don't know if I necessarily have a process in terms of like going about making a song or just like creating stuff. It really sometimes it's just a thing of like, oh, I'll tell you. So I had created a video around this poem from Antoine Fisher. Um, I think what is it called? The little boy, the little boy inside of me, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I seen a clip on Instagram, and I heard I've never really fully seen Antoine Fisher. Don't take my black card, but
Oh Lord.
they'll take my
We'll,
card.
we'll
But
let you keep it for now, as long as you promise to
but
go
but
watch it.
you know like the premise of the movie, and so I seen the clip on social media. I was like, man, that it really resonated me, and so like a day went past, and I was just like, well, I usually go to this big open field, and I usually just chill, just to relax, breathe, just be in nature, just to clear my mind. And so I went out there one day. I was like, well, let me create my own version of like this. Let me try and tell a story through
Mm-hmm.
just through content with this particular piece. So I recorded me saying the poem, and then from there, I took that and then just went outside and just started posting up and creating videos. So uh, to kind of get back to the original point of when it comes to my process of making the music and kind of like why I wanted to start sharing that, I don't know. I feel like we live in a day and age where people are interested in that. I know when I
Mm-hmm.
used to see like old videos of Kanye and Jay-Z making the Watch the Throne album, man, on I was enamored by that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Or when you see behind the scenes of Frank Ocean sitting at a piano and he's playing Summer Remains, and he's like, oh, I forgot what the lyrics are. Like, I think that is a great way to create longevity just with and connect with people on like a real human level.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of times that's what's missing, specifically like with artists, is because we become so big and so hard and out of reach to like really connect with on a human level, that the art in itself seems so like grandiose, like a Rocky or even like a Kendrick Lamar. Like they're so far detached from where they were previously
Mm-hmm.
that they become out of reach, if that
Mm-hmm.
makes sense. And
Mm-hmm.
so I think the what separates that is the availability of them. So we don't see the process when it comes to like a Kendrick Lamar. We
Mm-hmm.
don't see the process when it comes to like a ASAP Rocky. We just see the results. And so for me, being on a smaller scale, in order to get people drawn in and believing in like what you're kind of doing, part of that is showing the process. Part of that is showing them like what you actually are going through, what you feeling, what you got going on in your day to day, that allows us to get the music. And so that's where it
Yeah.
really just all comes back around for me. It's like, oh, hey, we live in life. Oh, and in us living life, those life experiences then shape our reality. Our reality then kind of like we contextualize like what's being given through the art. And so, yeah,
I could definitely relate to wanting to be more open about the
yeah,
process. I think we get so focused on the end goal
mm-hmm,
sometimes
yeah,
that we forget to let people in, and it means so much to us, but how can somebody else value it if they don't know what it took for us to
yeah,
get to it? You see a lot of people that um a lot of the general public feel like are overnight successes,
Mm-hmm.
like a Victoria Monet,
Mm-hmm.
who's really been at it for
10 plus years.
yeah,
10 plus
but
years.
but her time has come, her time has arrived, and
Yeah.
so now it's like a rocket ship. But I think that taking the time to take people through the process is not only beneficial for them,
Yeah.
it is for us too, because when it's all said and done, when that rocket does take off, because it's going to take off,
Yeah.
I'm a firm believer
On
in
God.
that. um you'll need this information
Yeah.
for reference. There's a lot of the old school artists who have this type of footage, and
Mm-hmm.
we've gotten so used to short clips and
Mm-hmm. That we forget.
that we forget.
We forget, and we don't necessarily appreciate it. I think the part of the issue is like content has become so readily available, and it's a thing of just like throwing your phone up and then you have content you can throw on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
So that the I think the biggest differentiator for me is it's just context. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, I really care about what I do. I care about like the details, and and for me it's bigger than just like content. It's bigger than just like it's all a form of art, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In some type of form of fashion. It's just about context. Virgil talks about the it's all about like placing something. Like you can place something in a trash can, or you can place a trash can in a museum, and now it
Mm.
becomes an art installation. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I mean by like context is, for me, providing context through showing the process allows people to be like, man, in your bedroom you made this, like
Mm-hmm.
in these four walls you
Mm-hmm.
you sat up here and thought of these, and you just made these, like. And that's the beauty. Is like, yeah, like,
Yeah.
and a lot of time, like again, like the process, a lot of it just starts with like I'll just have things written that may not necessarily go to a beat. I have things I'll just go and scat and just try and find melody. I'll have ways of where I'm just trying to just searching for sounds, and a lot of times that I just freestyle, and I'm just a word may trigger something. So it's just a thing of just trusting the process, and the trusting whatever the instinct that you have to create, to do, is the usually gets us an end result at some point. So the goal is to finish, you know what I mean? So yeah.
Yeah, and have those memories to reflect
Yeah,
back
yeah,
on. For
100%.
sure. I love that. And so your most recent creative process
Yeah, yeah.
that you've been kind of putting on display is around The Boy Who Laughed His Face Off.
Yes. It's my album. Just released yesterday. Go check
Go
that out.
listen, go stream,
You can buy the art directly from me. I am selling it directly on my website.
buy it from
You know
him.
what I'm saying? But you can also stream the album. Either way is a form of support, so I'm greatly appreciative. Yeah. So
So let's kind of dive into
okay.
that. What would you say is different about this project compared to some of your past ones?
The biggest thing off the bat is again, shout out to my boy Mitch. Like, this is with the first project where everything was done from like scratch.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing. you know, a lot of times prior, before, like I would go on YouTube, like most artists, you go on YouTube, you find a type beat, and you create around well what you got. And
Mm-hmm.
so this time it was a thing of like creating skeletons, and those skeletons then morph into what they turn out into. And so a lot of it was just figuring out what to say, what I want to say, how I want to go about saying it, rewriting a lot of these verses. Like, I have, I can tell you how many versions of certain songs I have. Like, so it's really just all comes down to finding what to say and how to say and where to say it at. You know what I'm saying? So this whole process has just been a thing of creating from scratch, and I think that is the biggest takeaway that I want people to get. It's like, yo, everything has been handcrafted. It's been love, time, care, and attention, years. You
That's
hear
what I was gonna
me?
ask you. I was gonna say, let the people
Years.
know how
Like,
long it
like
the
yeah,
process was for
it's
you.
probably been a 2.5 year process at this point. You know what I mean? Or maybe probably hitting closer to 3 years. But I'm and I can see how, I'm not an artist that's like a J. Cole or like a Kendrick. So me going missing for that amount of time can be detrimental,
Mm-hmm.
in hindsight to my career when I'm trying to also stay ahead of the algorithm, stay in tune with everything that's going on, trying to fight and climb through the noise of 100,000 songs being uploaded daily.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And so even now I recognize like I'm okay with, everything that I'm doing and everything I'm done because I know it was all needed to get here to be fully released. It's had to go through in order for us to, finally be able to put it out. And so,
Mm-hmm.
I have no regrets. I'm grateful for you, Mitch, everybody that has been with me in this process and journey of just like creating this project, because to me, I consider this to be like some of my best work to date, like ever. So, it's shown a lot of growth, a lot of maturity, and a lot of just effort in terms of making it. It's like graduating from college and going to the NBA. That's what I
Yeah, yeah.
that's what I feel like it is.
And what I was gonna say to your point is though, okay, taking that amount of time to put into it
Hmm.
is going to be very telling of the quality. And and
Hmm.
and despite the numerous releases,
Hmm.
that quality cuts through.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've been listening to so many executives
Hmm.
here lately that are like, but the quality though.
The quality.
Are
Quality.
you listening and it sonically sounds like what you hear commercially?
Yeah.
That's important.
Yeah.
And so, so what if it takes you a little extra time? Is
Hmm.
is my opinion now. I
Yeah.
mean, I know, some people feel like you're only as hot as your last whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the quality and there's another artist that really I've seen take that much time in today's times, which is really unheard of.
Yeah.
Artists
Yeah.
back when we were kids used to do this all the
Yeah. They
time.
did.
And it
Jay
was
Z.
like
Jay Z drop a
whatever.
drop an album every 2 years. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
But nowadays, in the microwave society, you do get rushed,
Yeah.
but it sometimes it sounds
Songs
rushed.
songs are 2 minutes and 30,
Mm-hmm.
or shorter.
Oh, I try to mess that up
Yeah.
every chance I get.
Yeah.
So I feel you.
It's the the changing landscape of the music industry is what shifted all of it. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So when you got introduced to streaming, the value of the music shifted as well, because once you had to go to the CD and stand in line and wait for a release, and you had to be a
Mm-hmm.
lot more patient back then
Mm-hmm.
versus you have to be today. It's like, again, there's so many people dropping music on a day-to-day basis that we don't really gotta sit around and wait on you. But
Mm-hmm.
but those that choose to like continue to listen, that show up, that support, I'm grateful, and those are the people that I look to support. Those are the people that I look to like pour back into. And so, I'm for me, I've gotten away from the feeling as if like, oh, I need to try and keep up, try and keep up, try and keep up. Like I'm looking at this different because I'm playing a different game. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm not playing a game of like trying to keep up, just doing something just to be doing
Mm-hmm.
something. Like I really,
Mm-hmm.
again, like I care about what I'm doing. I care about what I'm putting out. So I want to make sure that I'm giving my best efforts across the board. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's really what
Yeah.
it is.
So, what have been your singles so far, and what is your favorite track?
So for this project, I released 4 songs prior to the full release of the album. 2 a.m. in Denellen was the first track.
Mm-hmm.
After that was Long Story Short. After Long Story Short was Message to the Sky, and then we're also Reunion. You said my favorite?
Yeah,
My favorite?
even if it's not a visual or an official feature. I
Mm.
tried to be subliminal.
Oh yeah, how you gonna win if you ain't right within? Shout out to the Queen Lauren Hill for the inspiration. Don't sue, we ain't got it,
Ooh,
but
mm-mm.
you know what I'm saying. Tap in, tap in. But yeah, I'll say how you gonna win is probably the one that resonates the most for me, just because it, you know, art in itself starts to reflect life at some point. You know what I'm saying? And so for me to get to a place to write that really came from a place of like peace and everything. And
Mm,
so, just focusing on getting to a place, into a position of just being at peace with yourself, being happy with who you are,
yeah.
loving yourself. You know what I'm saying? And remind you know, it's the part in Lion King when when
Come
Rafiki,
on, Lion King reference.
come on. It's like when Rafiki's in the field, like, look harder, look again. You know what I'm saying? Look again, bro. And then, you know,
That's real though.
Mufasa come and say, remember who you are,
Mhm.
bro. And
Mhm.
so, you know, and yeah, and so you go through that as an artist and creative because, you know, sometimes we could be our own biggest enemies and, you know, start to
Mhm.
self-deprecate because we feel as if like no one understands me. You know what I'm saying? But it's just
Yeah.
like, nah, bro, that's not the case. And so just coming outside of all that, just coming out on the other side, just a lot more refined, a lot more a healthier mindset is really
Mhm.
truly the blessing. And so I think that song to me reflects the greatest growth and transformation in the project, which really is the shift. If you listen to the project, it's a shift in the project from in terms of energy from
Mhm.
that song to the rest of the to the closing of the album. So how you gonna win? 2 a.m. at Denellen is another favorite of mine. Shut the fuck up is a
That would be mine.
banger. That's a banger.
It
That's a
is, y'all.
banger. That's a banger. You know what I'm saying? And so Shut the Fuck Up is really an ode to one Miami, uh, to Trick Daddy.
Mm.
And then just also the concept of that song specifically alone is really just quieting your own mind. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Really just there's a I don't know if y'all ever seen there's a comedy special with Jamie Foxx and it's like they're doing a roast.
Yes.
And so what's I can't think of
I
the
can't
guy he
either.
was roasting, but he was like, I am your conscience. So on the song I say I am your conscience as cause
That's fire.
I say that on a song just as a again, it's a reminder to like self of like you have to quiet the noise in your own
Mhm.
mind sometimes and just trust.
Mhm.
Trust yourself, trust where you are and you know, have faith.
Yeah.
Thank God, bro. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
yeah.
Thank him.
Oh God.
That's dope. I
Yeah.
like that. I like that. Well, I do thank you so much for your time with
Nah,
us
yeah.
today.
Thank you, thank you.
It's
Thank
been
you, thank you, thank you.
so pleasant, as it always is.
Yeah.
But y'all make sure y'all go buy, stream both
You need that. We got
The Boy
kids to
Who Laughed
feed.
His Face Off. Oh,
Huh?
and also go buy that food for thought. Do we
Oh
have that
yes.
moment?
Listen, I also have a streetwear apparel brand called Food for Thought. And so yeah, we have new drops on the way. Got new merch. So yeah, tap in. We got hoodies, we got shirts, we got whatever you need. One stop shop.
Maybe we can get him to do a small pop up
We could do a pop up.
at,
We could
at
do a
at the
pop
creative
up.
studio
We could do a
in which
pop
we
up.
sit.
That is a great idea.
Just throwing it out there.
Pull up, come vibe with the family. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah, that's a great idea. We can do that. Set that up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm for real this time. This has been Mark Clark. We thank you so much.